Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel on Advanced Excel. Before I start this video, I hope that all of you are staying indoors because this is the only way we can stop uh, spread of this coronavirus. So in this video, we are going to see 5 things or 5 challenges we have, and these are those 5 things. First is how to highlight last n rows in the column using conditional formatting. Second is how we can sum up last n number of rows using offset. Third is how we can sum up last n rows using index. Fourth is how we can display last n rows using offset, and last is how we can display last n rows using index again. So coming to the first challenge, we want to highlight last in this case we are highlighting last 5 rows. So basically we want to highlight these 5. Okay, so how we can do? Now in this conditional formatting, there are certain inbuilt rules which user can use, but they are not going to help here because our situation is peculiar. We want to highlight only last 5 rows. So I'll start with is equal to this. I'm pressing F4, 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 and I'm asking how many of you are greater than or equal to. Now we want these rows which are from 16 onward rows which we want to highlight. So is equal to, and I'll say count. Okay, I'll select this whole range, so that count is going to count the number of numbers in this range, and it will fetch me result 20. I'm pressing F4 here, minus this. I'm again pressing F4 and I'm saying plus 1. Okay, so if I highlight this particular part of formula and press F9, it's giving me 16. So all records appearing on and after 16 will get highlighted, and this is what we exactly want. Control Z and I press enter. Again we'll select this whole formula. Control C, escape. Now I will select the range of cell where I want that conditional formatting to apply depending on the criteria which we have defined. So I have selected that. Conditional formatting, new rules, use formula to determine, and format values where this formula is true. So wherever the result of this formula is true, those cells will get highlighted. Control V. Okay, format, and I am selecting this color. Okay, so see, so from serial number 16 to 20, there are 5 cells. All these rows are highlighted. Okay, so this first thing is done. You can press Control 5 to strike out. Now if I change this to 8, last 8 rows will be highlighted. Okay, so just let me restore it to 5. I have something in these cells, so I'm just pressing delete here. So first thing is done. Now second thing, how we can sum up this last 5 rows using offset. So is equal to offset tab. Now I'm using offset wizard to make things clear. Also at this point I'm pressing Control A to activate that offset wizard. My starting point is going to be this. Okay, for rows I am again using count function. Count. No need to freeze this cells here over here. Okay, because I am not going to copy it anywhere. Okay, it's giving me 20. Column, I don't want to move any columns. Height, I will say -5 because this 20 is taking me from this starting position to here. That is position number 20, B22 cell, and it is selecting this 194 at this point of time. Okay, let me just show you this. So if I put here 1 and 1, and if I press enter, see here it is giving me 194, but we don't want offset to choose this one cell or select this one cell. We want offset to select all these 5 cells together. Okay, so coming back to offset, and instead of this 1 which stands for height, I'll give minus whatever number I have written in this D3 cell and enter, and it's giving me value because now offset has got hold of this particular range, which is B18 to B22. But having got hold of this particular range, of offset does not know what user want it to do with that particular range. So coming back to offset, we'll press F2, we'll go to the beginning of the function and we'll simply build some function around this offset. Okay, sum, and some this is what sum function does, we all are aware, adds all the numbers in the range of cell, and that range of cell is produced by offset. So opening parenthesis, go to the end, close parenthesis and enter. It's 787 and here it is 787. Okay, so this second thing is done. Now we are going to do the same thing using index as well. So is equal to index, but before that let me just ask you a simple question. If I tell you to select range I1 to I5, what is the way of selecting I1 to I5? We'll simply use the mouse and we'll say I1 to I5. This is the way we select range of cells, isn't it? But another way of choosing or selecting this I1 to I5 is I'm putting my cursor in I1 and I'll go to this name box, I'll say colon and I5. Okay, so this is one more way of selecting range of cell, and we are going to use the same feature when we want to add up cells using index. So I'm starting with index. Index always asks for array. My array is going to be this. Array is basically range of cell where your result is lying. So this is B3 to B22 I have selected. For rows I am giving count. I select again this range of cell. No need to press F4, and I'll say minus this D3 and plus 1. Okay, if I complete parenthesis and press Control Enter, it's giving me 166. So this index thing, it has taken me to this particular cell, that is B18. But now we want index function to select all these 5 cells. So as I said, I am coming back to index and I'll copy this index. First of all, Control C, then I'll give colon, I'll say Control V, and I'll simply remove this last particular parameters. Okay, delete and press Control Enter. It's giving me value and I'm okay with that. Now if I press F2 and press F9, you will see that index has selected those range of cells and it has brought all those values over here. Okay, and that's what we exactly want. And now simply prefix this index, this two index with sum tab, come to the end of this function, close parenthesis and enter. Okay, 787. Now if you change this to say 8, the conditional formatting is selecting those range of cells, last 8 cells, and sum, this offset and index along with sum is taking sum of that last 8 cells. So let me just restore it to 5. Okay, now coming to how we can display those last 5 cells over here. Okay, so what we want is, we want some function which will display these 5 cells here. It's something like this, special value. We want something of this kind, and we can do it with offset. So I'm saying is equal to offset tab. My starting point is going to be this, which I'm freezing straight away without fail. For rows, I'm using rows function here. Okay, open parenthesis, I'm selecting this range and giving F4, and I'm very smartly deleting this dollar so that those rows becomes incremental. Okay, because 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20, that is the result we want. Okay, so for that I have to remove this dollar, but the first B3 cell is going to be constant. So I'll close this parenthesis, I'll say minus this D3, isn't it? Again I'll press F4 to make it absolute reference, and +1. Okay, so this is my row argument. I don't want to move any columns. Okay, and height and width here will be 1 1 because we want single cell to be extracted from that range of cell. So I think things are okay. Enter 166, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Enter. Here it is. Okay, so this thing is done. So using offset you can get last 5 things displayed. If you want say last 8, I'll just copy it 3 cells down, 1 2 and 3. Enter. It's okay. If I change this to 8, it will give me 8 cells. Okay, and see here conditional formatting is perfectly is working fine. Okay, and I restored this to 5. Now let's do this with index, but let me be little lazy. We are going to use this same part of rows in index as well. Okay, so Control C, escape, index. I'll say is equal to index, tab, select this range of cell array. Okay, now I am going to freeze it. Okay, now you have to be very particular and very cautious whenever you are using index, because we are going to copy this down. So I'll press F4 to lock this. For row argument I have this. Now the advantages of copying your formulas or a part of your formula to the next formula is that you don't need to freeze these cells again and again. Okay, so all these things are freeze, things are fine. I'll close parenthesis and enter 166, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Enter. Okay, now if I change this to 8, and I have to simply copy this down, 1 2 3 4. Here it is. Okay, so friends, even these two are done. So this is how you can use offset and index to sum up the last n number of rows. In this case is 8. If I say just put 4, it will give me 4. But this index is giving me error, but don't worry, we'll just hit F2, press F2, and I'll say if error. Okay, so if that result of this index is error, then just throw me nothing. Control enter. Here it is. Okay, so friends, this brings me to the end of the video. If you have liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and also I want you to use this time to kind of develop your advanced Excel skills. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.